Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Prime Minister has committed that he will transfer 10,000 rupees to 75 lakh women in Bihar. This is the election promise. Let's talk about this. Let's get right to the show. Before I start my editorial, I want you to see this visual. This is a politician in Bihar, Pappu Yadav, who is, this is a file shot. It is not something that happened now. It's a file shot. He's doling out money to people, and look at the way people are running around to collect money. But the point is, the reason I'm showing you this is not as something that he is doing or I want to make a story out of that. No, that's not the idea. The idea is this somehow is the manifestation of way politicians are treating us at the moment. I think that politician there, sitting there inside that car, represents the politicians today. And the people running around the jeep represents us trying to get those freebies, that free money. That's the point I wanted to make. And now let's get into the editorial. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has committed to transfer 7,500 crores as the first phase, first installment of the committed 10,000 rupees for 75 lakh women before the 26th of September. So 7,500 crores he's going to transfer before the 26th of September as a first installment, to say that, to show the commitment that he is going to transfer 10,000 rupees to 75 lakh women. Now, of course, this entire project is called the Mukhya Mantri Mahila Rozgar Yojana, but of course, the person who is transferring it is now the poster boy is, of course, the Prime Minister of India. Like normally, we had seen a break between 2024 and now, a little after, the Modi ki guarantee didn't really work. But now it is back. It is back to Mr. Modi doing everything. So he is doling out the money. He has committed 7,500 crores before the 26th of September. Now, one was happy that, post 2014, 2019, people got fed up of, communal divides and polarization to a large extent. It is not that it therefore vanished away. Till even now, a lot of people, a lot of communities, a lot of states get triggered with communal divide. But the fact remains that there were a lot of people, sane-minded people, who started asking questions, saying that Mandir Masjid theek hai, what about our progress? What about my child's education? There were people asking questions. And like I said, one was happy that this communal divide strategy was slowly coming to an end. But then popped up this concept called freebies. Of course, AAP gets the credit for freebies, freebie culture in India. And somewhere down the line, looking at AAP's success, especially in Delhi those days, of course, AAP lost Delhi now, because any of these will not last for more than a stipulated time. So AAP lost out Delhi. But, the success that the other parties saw AAP got in Delhi was phenomenal. So the result was every second party started offering. Like you saw now, Bihar offering 10,000 rupees to 75 lakh women. And like I told you, 7,500 crores being offered right now. Now, you see, the problem is Maharashtra, which was actually having a tough battle between Mahavikas Aghadi and the Mahayuti, which is the one, Mahavikas Aghadi, which is the Shiva Sena Congress NCP-led alliance, and Mahayuti, which was the Shiva Sena, that is Shinde Shiva Sena, and BJP-led alliance. They were having a neck-to-neck fight. I don't know about the other allegations about vote rigging and all that. I'm not going to get into that. But that being said, the match was, at least Mahayuti managed to get the lead because thanks to a project they introduced called the Ladki Bahin.
माझी लाड़की बहन योजना हर किसी की जुबान पर है। माझी लाड़की बहन योजना, ये योजना महिलाओं के विकास के प्रति हमारी प्रतिबद्धता का उत्तम उदाहरण है।
Where they promised 1,500 rupees per month for women in Maharashtra. That made a huge difference. Women across caste, community, communal lines, all of them came and voted for the Mahayuti purely because they were getting 1,500 bucks, ghar baithe. And we all know what happened. Most of them were fake affidavits. Some of them were men getting money as, masquerading as women, so on and so forth. It was a disaster because the government was not really interested in welfare. The government or the political parties, that is Shiv Sena and BJP, was interested in ensuring that they get votes. Now I will tell you further problems. Further problem what happened was Maharashtra deficit became unbearable. Almost 1 lakh crore was owed to contractors, according to some reports by Maharashtra. When you owe money to contractors, they don't work. If they don't work, no infrastructure. If no infrastructure, no investment. And that is what Maharashtra is headed to. Now let's look at the Maharashtra budget 25-26. Now according to the Maharashtra budget 25-26, revenue receipts are projected to rise from 4,99,463 in 24-25 to 5,36,463 crores, reflecting a 7.41% increase. However, 25-26, the growth rate slowed down by 4.57%, reaching 5,60,963 crores. Now, the revenue expenditure is increasing on higher rate from 5,19,514 crores in 24-25 to 5,62,990 crores and an 8.38% increase on spend. The budget for 2025-26 pegs revenue expenditure at 6,06,855 crores, growing by 7.8% over the previous year. Now, mind you, the income, the growth is slower, the growth is lesser. In fact, the rate of growth is 4.57%, whereas the expenditure is growing at a rate of 7.8%. Now, if you look at the revenue deficit, it has surged significantly from 20,051 crores in 2024-25 to 26,536 crores, marking a 32% increase. It is expected to further increase to 45,892 crores by 25-26, indicating higher dependency on borrowing and revenue expenditure. Now look at this. Our income is far lesser than our expenditure. Our deficit financing, which is basically the difference between income and expenditure, where the expenditure is more than the income, which means that we'll have to borrow to ensure that we can pay our vendors and pay our bills, that is increasing. Now, what does this mean? What is the state going to compromise on? The state is going to compromise on your health. The state is going to compromise on the infrastructure. The state is going to compromise on education. If the state compromises on things like infrastructure, what is going to happen is nobody is going to invest in your state. If you don't invest in the state, then the progress gets affected. So you are back into a vicious circle. You're going around and around. I'm just giving a case in point of Maharashtra because Ladki Bahin is an example where we went and gave monies left, right and center to win elections. But this is not the only example. Let us go to Delhi. You see, High Court had blasted Delhi in 2024, that is July 31st, 2024, and blasted Delhi government for their freebie culture. After the drowning of 3 civil services aspirants in the basement of a coaching center, after heavy rains, saying that the civil authorities have gone bankrupt with no money at their disposal to upgrade the city's infrastructure. The thing is, you Delhi government, the court told the Delhi government, the Arvind Kejriwal government, that you are giving freebies. Therefore, you don't have enough money to repair your infrastructures, to maintain your infrastructure. And finally, people die. This is what is the direct effect of freebies. You see, indoor civic body were not getting salaries due to women's scheme. Who said it? The mayor said it. It is not an outsider who said it. It is not some organization which then later can be, raided by income tax and ED and all that. It is not an outside body that said it. The mayor himself said it, that we cannot pay civic salaries because of freebies. There also we had a Ladli Bahin scheme. Let me also tell you the Karnataka example. So let us not just limit ourselves to one or two parties. Even Karnataka, the Controller and Auditor General of India has raised concern over Karnataka's financial health, pointing that the burden was created by the state government's 5 guarantee schemes. The CAG pointed out to Karnataka also, why you don't have money to take care of your essentials. Things like, I told you again, infrastructure, health, education, etc. And you are giving freebie schemes one after another. Now there are some, I'm going to share some figures with you. See, these are figures that you may find it boring, but believe me you, these are figures that are important for us to know. You see, at the end of financial year 2023, Punjab recorded the highest debt to GSDP ratio. GSDP is gross state domestic product ratio of 40.35%, followed by Nagaland 37.15% and West Bengal 33.70%. At the other end of the spectrum, Odisha kept its debt ratio at 8.5%, Maharashtra 14.64%, Gujarat 16.34%. Now, overall, 8 states have public debt over 30% of a GSDP and 6 states below 20% and the rest between 20 and 30%. Now, this particular ratio that you see in your screen, this is not a good financial health report. We have huge debt. States have got huge debts, which means finally that pressure is going to fall on the people of that particular state, the taxpayers of that particular state. You see the point that I am trying to make through this editorial. Freebies are as dangerous as communal politics. Freebies can destroy this country. Freebies can destroy your life, the life of the future generation of this country. And somewhere down the line, our politicians, I think, who lacks moral conscience, doles out freebies after freebies. And we who lacks absolute foresight, votes for a party that offers maximum freebies without understanding or without even asking as to where this money is coming from. Why are these guys giving us the money? How are they going to get this money? Are they going to get it from their own houses? Are the party that promises going to get it from their own coffers? If not, where is this money coming from? Obviously, the then answer is from our pocket. They are taking from one pocket of ours and giving it to another. The problem is, somewhere down the line, the money that should have been used for more important things that will help us in the future, that will help us progress in the future, that will help us lead a better life in the future, better life to chodo, that will help us lead a safe life in the future, that privilege is being taken away. And that money is being put into freebies. I urge voters, I urge my viewers, next time when a political party comes in front of you, offers you freebie, please ask them as to where they are getting this money from. Please ask them as to, if they had this money already in surplus, why wasn't it spent on people before? If Mr. Modi had that 10,000 rupees, why was he waiting for the elections to happen? Why couldn't he call all the women in Bihar and give it before? Because end of the day, it is not BJP's money, no, it is Bihar's money, it is the state government's money. So why wasn't that given before? Why are you waiting for elections? Are you using the state money to win elections? Which means that this money was not there before, which means this money is being culled out. If it is culled out, matlab, some other projects have been compromised. And if some other projects have been compromised, it is your priorities that has been compromised. That's the point I wanted to make through this editorial. Till I see you next time, that's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.